Welcome to the Letting Go live stream. This is the Course in Miracles series. Today we're on the 66th review, is it? I'm not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. It can be but myself I crucify. Oh, whew, that's a good thing. Why is that a good thing? It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just what it is, as a teacher I have says. Though that means I can stop slamming nails into my hands. It's myself. It can be but myself I crucify. All that I do unto myself. If I attack, I suffer. But if I forgive, salvation will be given me. That's great. Okay, so now we get to own responsibility. We get to be powerful. It's the projecting onto the world that it is what damages us and harms us. And it also happens to God. There's a lot of projection that happens onto God. God, how could you do this to me? That's what makes things rough. If I don't see that it is just my thoughts, my fearful thoughts that are having all things come to me that I'm thinking about. So here I go. Let me start to attack a brother mentally. Now I say a brother, oftentimes people are like so disconnected from the oneness that they don't see that the person they're thinking about is them. And that by all communication starts in thought and feeling. And so this person, they're picking up on this stuff, whether or not I realize that there's no secret attacks going on. Just notice this. When you go to interact with somebody you've been thinking a whole bunch of negative attack thoughts about, how do they respond to you? How do they act with you? If you go and interact with somebody who you've been thinking lots of loving thoughts about, how do they respond to you? How do they react to you? No, the communication is happening before it even occurs. But if this other person is in fact myself, it can be but myself I crucify, then I am noticing the effects of the attack thoughts, of the fear thoughts. It's happening in my awareness. So you can notice this. Just start to think an attack thought about somebody. Where do you feel it? Here, in your awareness, whether or not they're aware of it. And that's what gives us hope for salvation, is we can just release this feeling of anger and fear and guilt and hate that we're projecting onto the world, and thereby be saved and be the salvation of the world. For this world is not apart from your thoughts. The people in your life are not apart from your thoughts. Could you allow yourself to release the feelings behind the thoughts that are crucifying you, that are hurting you, and therefore experience loving thoughts and be saved? Experience heaven here. It is just a choice, and with God's help, it can happen in an instant. But there's a lot of things that people are unwilling to surrender. Plenty of things I'm unwilling to surrender. I still want to make other people wrong. I still want to disclaim power and disclaim responsibility for what's occurring to me. Well, this course is all about coming back to, hey, if you're thinking that thought, it's very likely to happen. So could you allow yourself to release some of this energy behind the attack thoughts? And stop beating yourself up. It's just a choice. It's not even that difficult, but again, it just takes willingness to feel through the feelings and drop the thoughts and the payoffs of making other people the problem. Let's begin. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. It can be but myself I crucify. All that I do unto myself. If I attack, I suffer. But if I forgive, salvation will be given me. And so could you Could it just be possible that all that you do unto yourself? Just could it be possible that what you do, you're doing to yourself? And you could see that. I pat myself on the head. I'm doing that to myself. Pretty obvious, right? I think a loving thought about myself. I'm doing that to myself. That's obvious. But what about these others out there? Do I believe that it's possible what I'm thinking about and doing to them, I'm doing to me? And could you notice anyone you've been thinking attack thoughts about? It's okay. No reason to guilt or beat yourself up about it. You're already doing that. No need to do it more. Could you allow yourself to just feel the feeling behind these attack thoughts on somebody else? And could you notice what you're doing to yourself, how that feels? But it was just a thought. No, there's a feeling there. Can you not feel that feeling? Could you allow that feeling and just ignore the thoughts? This is the feeling energy, the attractor pattern of attack. And it need not be held on to. Could you let go of this feeling? Would you let go of this feeling of attacking yourself? When could you let go of this feeling and set yourself and the seeming others free? It takes what it takes. I was one of the angriest people I knew. Took me quite a while to surrender all of the anger. And it's just sitting through it. Because the thoughts will pop up endlessly. Come on, who's somebody you've been thinking attack thoughts about? It may not be I want to kill them. It may just be, oh, they're stupid for doing that. So any attack thoughts you've been entertaining yourself with unconsciously or consciously, could it just be okay? Could you allow yourself to bring up the feeling behind the attack thoughts? Not to keep it, to release it. It's stuck there. Could you allow it up? How does it feel when you're thinking that attack thought on that person? And can you notice what you're doing to yourself? Oh, this feeling. And could you allow that feeling to start to dissolve in the light of your awareness? Just shining on this feeling, nothing to change or modify about it. The thoughts keep popping up, just ignoring them. Could you allow yourself to feel that feeling, lighten it up with your awareness? And that is releasing. Could you release the feeling behind endless attacks on seeming others and yourself? Would you release this feeling and pull the nails out of your hands? When could you release? No need to crucify yourself anymore. And again, there could be more of this feeling. That's okay. It takes what it takes. It can be but myself I crucify. All that I do unto myself. If I attack, I suffer. But if I forgive, salvation will be given me. But I can't stop thinking these attack thoughts. They just keep popping up. I'm just criticizing and attacking and making wrong of all these people. Well, can you just take one of those thoughts? Any thought is fine. That thought would not show up at all if it weren't for the feeling being carried. That's been trapped. Could you go behind that attack thought, that making wrong of somebody, or could be more colorful than that? Could you just go behind the thought and allow that feeling? Just for now. Just lightening up that feeling. Oof. It's been stuck. It's been trapped. The resistance to it, the trying not to feel it, keeps it stuck. Could you open up and allow the feeling to be felt? Just bring light to it. Just a moment of release by grace. By grace, I am released. Could you just allow grace for this feeling? Just turning this feeling over to grace, surrendering it. Could you surrender this feeling behind the endless attack thoughts on seeming others and really yourself? Just could you release? Would you release this feeling? Just give it to grace. Turn it over. When could you release? Turn it over to grace. It's nothing a separate you really does, separate me really does. By grace, I live. By grace, I am released. Could you allow that grace? Just surrender. For you are not a body, you are free. You are still as God created you. All of this justification for keeping these negative feelings and attack thoughts have to do with body to body stuff. What that body is doing, what this body is doing. What if they and you weren't even a body? What's happening with the bodies is highly irrelevant. There's a feeling there. It can be but myself I crucify. All that I do unto myself. If I attack, I suffer. But if I forgive, salvation will be given me. You get what you give, is what this is saying. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We've all heard this stuff many, many times. What if it's true? And do unto others being, what am I thinking about others? What feelings am I dumping on others? Is that what I would do to myself? It can be but myself I crucify. So just take somebody you've been dumping attack thoughts and negative feelings on, just entirely mentally. Doesn't mean you actually did anything in the physical to them. Could you just take one of these thoughts and know and just ask the question, could I free this person from my belief that they're a body? Could I forgive my belief that they are a body separate from me. And could you? Are you willing to give up binding them to a body? Are you willing to give up making them separate from you? You never have to. Just could you forgive your mistaken perception of them as a body and thereby forgive yourself, your perception that you are a body? A misperception. Would you forgive this person? Set them free from the body, claiming they're a body, binding them to a body. Would you give that up? Would you release them from the prison of a body and thereby release yourself from the prison of this body? It's just a choice. Could you forgive them that salvation will be given you? You are not a body, you are free, for you are still as God created you. It can be but yourself you crucify. All that you do unto yourself. If you attack, you suffer, but if you forgive, salvation will be given you. So we don't need to stack guilt on any attack thoughts. Where's some attack thoughts? Where's some attack feelings you've been dumping on somebody else? Seeming somebody else. And can you notice that all of that has to do with identifying them as a body? What if they are not a body? Could you forgive them the appearances of what that body seemed to do? Could you allow yourself to let go of binding them to a body and its appearances and what it does? When could you let go of attempting to hammer them to a cross and set them free? When you set them free, when you forgive them, you free yourself. Would you hammer yourself to a cross? Would you bind yourself to this body? Could you let it go? Could you forgive and be forgiven? Could you set free and be set free? It can be but myself I crucify. And I am not a body, I am free. So what am I doing crucifying myself? They are not a body. Whoever I thought was so awful, they're not even a body. They are free. So could I let go of attempting to hammer them, crucify them? Could you loose the world and all these bodies of all these misperceptions of what's going on and choose what will you do unto yourself? And my choices have not been the best. So could you ask with me, God, Holy Spirit, my guide, will you walk with me and show me love? Grace, will you release me from my misperceptions and mistaken thoughts of the past, that I bring salvation instead of crucifixion to the world? I ask for help. I ask for release from the ego's bondage, that I may be as God created me and give all that God would have me give to my brothers. No longer will I give them the gifts of the ego, but the gifts of God is what I would give to them and give to myself. Well done releasing, and have the best day.